No beacon stations on this one, just an abyssal creature. I don't know if both of them can exist in the same map. Target, beacon and abyssal creature. I think we should get to know what kind of creature it is. I understand maybe they don't leave very many survivors, but the fact that we know there is one must mean that someone has data on it somewhere. You can generally tell what kind of creature it is by the sonar, to some degree. Though that being said, by the time you detect it, maybe there wouldn't be any survivors. Still, I feel like we should know what it is. So if this is not a latcher, then I'll be showing you this footage, and I can explain why I chose to use those depth charges willy-nilly. You can see right there, right next to the status window. See that ammo I'm kind of highlighting to the left of it? I needed that space. That used to be depth charge. Oops, apparently that was going in the wrong direction now. I needed to change out my space from depth charges to something else. So those are my abyssal creature ammo. I don't know if it's the most efficient. But I figured explosives probably good for everything else. But maybe I might want something more penetrating for tougher monsters. I don't know. So while we've got in the corner over there, that is depleted fuel for the top and bottom racks, and Psychorium ammo for the middle rack. That means that the bottom of my ship will be firing Psychorium shots, and the top of my ship will be firing depleted fuel shots. I might need to go around this way to find my way down past this layer of terrain. We'll see. There's generally a lot of cracks that you can just pilot through. This is not a ground in the natural sense of, say, a planetary terrain. They're more or less like blocks that are floating in water. Which I kind of noticed, but never really put together when I was able to sort of sail out of the map. Trying to decide which way is best. I think I saw a glimpse of something that way, so we'll go over here. We'll continue to go to the right. Looks like it's gonna make me start climbing up unless I can find a way through it to the downward. I don't even know why the floating bot gets hurt. It's not like it got bashed against the wall. Oh, that will help me descend, I suppose. You're not needed right now, so let's go ahead and have you cycle out your ammo. Wow, I've actually got to renew all this ammo here. So what I typically do when I'm trying to maneuver the ship as well as get stuff done at the same time for maximum efficiency is I'll generally swap between the characters like that using the autopilot feature. Let's see here, box. The reason I do that is I might need to recycle like Psychorium ammo, so box R is pretty good for me. And then we'll swap back to Tran. I don't want to directly approach it. I want to buy some time before I get there. For whatever reason, when the character approaches with an ammo box, he actually puts it back inside. He actually racks it on the shelf. I double left clicked it, but I think it's kind of laggy right now. Waiting for his little thing to pop back in. There we go. Alright, I hear some music of bad guy. It's probably about to attack me, and I have not the right pilot. Yep, this is an Endworm. Okay, this is fine. Now, what I've noticed about fighting the Endworm is when he doesn't actually even need to wind up to attack you, though he definitely charges away to do a wind up. The reason I say this is I actually managed to pin him in against a ruins and a wall, and he could still bite me heavily, even though there was absolutely no room for him. Alright, so let's take a look at what Mechanical has to see. Mechanic 2 has to see. Yeah, it's really dark. He should be sweep. There he is. So these are Psychorium shots, and you can see that it's kind of flaking off the armor that he's hitting. And when you're ready to loot it, yeah, I think you have to just loot the head. So if you're following it down range, you're going to end up having to take a while to chase it if you're swimming after it. Ah! I could have someone else besides the mechanic run that gun, and it probably would be better, but I just don't want to have to change orders all the time. See, I could actually wedge him right here if I chase him up there. Assuming this is a dead end, which it might not be. Maybe I can lure him up here. So what I was trying to do earlier was I was trying to have my ship crash into the seabed to the right, so that way I couldn't actually sink. I'm banking on this thing being aggressive and chasing me down. So we're gonna see. It doesn't seem to be actually doing a good job chasing me because I see it. Now, here we go. So one of the reasons why I have Mechanic running the double coil guns on the bottom is because he has something like 180 weapon skill. I don't actually know what that translates to. Maybe it just means he spins faster and 100 is effectively capped. Like him, if we take a look here, he has 170. And now the Endworm just boosted me off of this thing. He's like, you can't camp. I'm trying to lure him into a crevice so I don't have to chase him anymore. And this I think is right here. I think this is it. So yeah, that's what I meant by kind of like an endurance match. I'm not threatened at all. I'm just gonna have to continuously repair, which my bots will handle, and rearm, which Mechanic will generally do. So that will mean that he stops firing. I try to do it when the Endworm is above me. And I know that at least 3 times during this recording, he hasn't been in position. Try to lure him back inside again. Because I felt like I probably got to shoot him quite a bit there, assuming my bots did any work. There we go. It's gonna go inside. This time we're gonna go right in there and try to plug that. Full speed. Boom. See, that's the thing, is if I had a more zoomed out view, that might have been awesome to see. That's why very likely during the next recording session, I will be getting that mod. Maintain that position. Wow, he's actually he's shoving my ship upwards so he can get out. He's almost dead too. He was about like here, so we effectively took about 40% of his life away. I'm pretty sure I'm out of Psychorium ammo, but at this angle, I'm only gonna be hitting him with my top guns. So his life is turning green because he's getting radiation sickness, which I guess only affects him for a second. He probably just regenerates that right off or something. Let's continue to try to trap him. Oh, did he? Apparently. Apparently that is an exit right there. This is just a little floating block. I thought this was a dead end. That's fine. Alright, let's try to get the achievement. So I need to lay the finishing shot on this guy. Oh, and I have no ammo. Thanks, game. Bob, are you doing it? Fine, I'll do it. There we go. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Thank you, Officer Neva. Alright, so yeah, that's how I take care of these guys. I don't know if it's particularly effective. Perhaps I should be taking it as a sign that since it's taking me a long time to kill these guys, maybe I'm not doing it right. But I'm just kind of assuming that it's going to be like this every time. This is the tail end. So if I want to loot him, I have to go all the way over here. I don't like that the AI just doesn't finish repairing. Like, this is definitely areas they can reach. And we can see that there's quite a bit of leakage in the whole sub. But, I mean, if that's the worst I have to deal with after fighting an Endworm, it probably went pretty well. I've gone through, sorted out my goodies, restocked my character's oxygen and welding fuel. The Endworm battle apparently took me roughly, we'll say two or three full fuel welding tanks to repair. Once I replenished everybody's tanks. The reason why we ended that round with Neva is because she has 14% depleted fuel, coil gun, ammunition. That's quite a bit to say. And I can't replenish this box until it drops below 10%. We're just gonna go and pop a few rounds off. Okay, and I'm assuming that'll be enough. At 9%. There we go. We'll take care of that in a little bit. Nashvex, you're up next. Since these are Husk people, you should feel right at home. Let me think. Do I need anything else? I think we're good. Probably not the Separatist armor, because I would like to be able to see what's going on. Because that place has absolutely no lighting. So we're gonna go and put on the thermal goggles. While this does make it a little bit more awkward to see what the enemy is, Husks will not show up on thermal goggles. And anything I can do to improve visibility will be useful until I get around to installing some sort of, until I get to the next recording session where I'm trying out the lighting mods. Alright, and we're gonna go and take all these flares because that's what they're there for. Okay, that should be enough flares to figure out what's going on here. Apparently the enemy Husk cultists, oh, now they show up. Okay, it took a little bit. We got 2 stories above us. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The moment they turned their back, we're playing, what do you call it? Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. I've actually never played Metal Gear Solid. I have played the original Metal Gear on the NES. He may never turn around. I don't think it actually matters that they turn around. So, let's just... Oh, he turned around just as I came in. I don't think they're smart enough to put the robes back on. So what I just did there was I stripped them so that they don't have the Husk robe protection. And then I ended up stabbing them with Calyx extract so they will eventually turn into a Husk. I see the next 2 in here. Oh, there's a third one. Did I hit him with the flare as I was throwing it past? Whatever. Oh no, I think what happened was, hold on, I'm getting chewed up there. I think what happened was, because I had the stun baton in one hand and the flare in the other. These guys just do not care what's going on out there. Okay, he doesn't have his own Calyx extract, so I'll just help him out. The Husks will also just probably end up killing him, but you know, I'm giving him the full treatment here. There we go. And I'll need your ID as well. I didn't get his ID yet. Now, people can die with as many as 2 stun baton hits, though it will take them a while to die after the second one, so they do need medical treatment. You're trying to hit me with that Husk stinger? Fine. Anyways, I need the Supreme Scientist. Is it you? You're the one who ran away? You are not a true believer. I actually need your ID, so if you would, please. She got the drop on him. Jeez, what is she doing? Alright. Your ID, please. I'll take that. I'll just throw it on the floor for right now. I want to drag her over to the husks. Oh, whatever. I don't see a huskification. Maybe you need another... You know what? Let's give you a second dose. There you go. Alright, so we should pretty much be done here. Let's check out what the other guys look like. Heavy husk infection. That person did a very uncomfortable somersault. I didn't even see that one. Starting to lag from all the flares. She's still freaking out. I mean, I guess I would be too if I were naked in the zombie apocalypse. Now, I don't have any energy charges left in my stun baton, but I do have an HMG. Alright, whatever. Let's go see these people turn into husks. That one turned into one. We're not going to watch them all turn. I mean, once you've seen one turn, you've seen them all. I kind of wondered if he'd be equipped, but he dropped whatever was in his hand. Probably like a knife or something. Are you trying to hit me? He's trying to hit me. This one's not. Oh, I think this one's trying to attack the flare. Alright, so let's go ahead and clear up this place. So it's smart enough to open doors, I guess. But if they don't... But apparently... they will only attack me if they see me when they revive. I wonder if they just naturally regenerate. That's why I didn't actually finish them off. I guess they probably do regenerate, because that's her second time standing back up. This is this guy's third time standing back up. sure these guys have gas masks. Just to shut it up. Apparently these guys know how to climb ladders? Okay. Did you cure yourself or something? How are you not a husk yet? I stabbed you twice. Oh, you have husk infection heavy. Huh. Alright. Okay, there we go. Just in time. As the dignitary of this fellowship, you are the last to transcend. I bring unto you deliverance into the arms of the enlightened. You need not speak, and know of your gratitude. One must always be ready to make righteous their own words, lest you be seen as a false prophet. Now, let me introduce you to Mr. HMG. I wonder if he can kill anyone in Barotrauma with an unpowered baton. There we go. Apparently he can bite me backwards. It's strange to think that this game has some locational damage for melee, but I'm pretty sure, but we obviously do a lot more damage hitting him in the head. Alright, we are done here. We've taken care of Baal's Vent Outpost. We will now be heading to Apep Research Center after defeating the Abyss monster. So, if you are counting how many maps we've gone through, you don't forget that you have to count all the side trips that I've gone to and back in order to complete a beacon station or Abyss creature. So it has been a very long time since we've reached another outpost, and I'm kind of wondering if I can condense all of this into a single episode. Since there are no missions on the way to Apep Research Center, it'll probably be fine. Apparently this is a ballast, not a ballast, a thalamus. It's got us hooked right now. I wonder if I can actually detach it. I can just get... Submarine docking while shooting crawlers off of its hull. Nothing abnormal to see here, station. We've made it to civilization at last. At any point along the way, I could have actually turned around and claimed a level 3 sub. This was not a colony in the beginning, and this was a colony when we entered the Great Sea, but was destroyed eventually by an abyss creature, and we had to complete an outpost assassination on it, I think, on that one. Maybe it was this one. Because I know this, we reached Apep Research Center, and Apep seemed very familiar as a name, and here's Apep Mining Facility. Either way, I'm pretty sure that this was an abandoned colony. We've reached our first city in the Great Sea. Taking a look at our route now, we will probably, let's see here. We'll definitely head this way. And in order to hit all the beacon stations, we'll probably go there and back. Go this way. Hit this. This. There and back. Here and here. I mean, that's kind of a very roundabout pathing. So, and then we'll eventually go from that midpoint to here. So if in the next episode I start in these locations, it means that there was nothing as new events happening in this section here, and I cut that out, and we'll probably start moving on to the next area, which is, it doesn't actually tell me. I can't click on these, so it doesn't tell me anything. Passageway sealed off, it doesn't tell me the name of it. So I think we have done a great job covering the Great Sea. So if in the next episode we do start out in the colonies, you know why. I just ran around the facility, and there are no new events here. This is where we end the episode. Thank you very much for watching Tran Plays Barotrauma. I'll see you next time.